my channel, The Candlestick Trader. This is the first video I'm going to record for my channel, so there will be some rookie mistakes probably, but let's start. With this first video I want to explain how to trade efficiently on the stock market exchange, mainly indexes like NASDAQ, S&P or Wall Street. And once in a while we're also going to deep further into some common stocks like Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, and Nvidia, of course. So let me first start to explain what website I'm using. So I'm using investing.com, where we'll see all the indexes appearing here. So we'll see here the Wall Street, S&P 500 and US Tech, which is the NASDAQ. As the NASDAQ is the most volatile index, I will explain this like every day at the end of the session, close to 10 p.m. Netherlands time. We have 20 minutes left until closing, so it's almost at the end of the day, and the NAS is down with minus 1.13%, while the S&P is down 0.61% and the Dow Jones almost flat for the day. So let's dig into the NASDAQ, which is the index I trade most often, which is also very volatile, but if you look closely and you make the right trade entries, you can make lots of profit from here. So this is the US Tech 100. If we go to the main page, you will see here the graph. So we'll click on the technical chart so we can look more into the details of the technical analysis. So what I'm using every time when I'm analyzing stocks or indexes is like really looking at different time frames, starting from 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours and 1 day. But for the day traders, it makes also sense to look at 30 minutes charts. I always, of course, use the candlestick pattern. Since I already have some saved graphs, I will load the existing one. This is already some analysis I made earlier. So here we can see the 1 hour, but let me switch back to the 2 hour frame. So here we can see clearly we had very big decline during August. We reached a top of 15,917, which was a top in 19 July, and since start of August we really declined until like 14,576 on the NASDAQ, and since then we are like again in an uptrend. So what I have done here is, let me first remove this one, is showing you the uptrends in this channel. So we have different time frames and different lines. So what I would like to show here is this line here, as you can see, is the line or the rising channel support for the end of August. So there are different scenarios. The first and foremost, the scenario is, in the short term, is this channel that you can see here in purple. So unless we are exiting this channel, there is a possibility that we will go down until the line here. So this will be around 5,100 on the NASDAQ. Today it is 12th of September 2023. We are like almost 15 minutes to the closing time of NASDAQ. And if you look closer now, we can see the NASDAQ is a bit rising. So we really hit support. I expect at least that we are going up again until we are closing. But here on the 1 hour time frame, we can really see that it hit this the bottom of the channel, of the rising channel, like it did on 7 September last week. So this explains that lots of traders can see this and anticipate that we will rise again from here. It's important to draw lines, which I also did. So I expect that the NASDAQ is, if the support holds, if this line holds, because we are now in a very critical price level, if the support holds, we will go up with the potential to the first line I expect here is 15,790, which is this blue line. This would be my exit point for a long trade. So let me make the line here, show you what we can get, and of course also the risk we should take. So with drawing these lines, we can really see clearly what our risk-reward ratio is. So currently we are at this point, and if you want to buy here, you can risk like this until this line, which is 0.78%. But the risk-reward ratio is that the reward is much bigger than the loss. So if you enter today, I would say put your stop loss at 15,175 until tomorrow. And I expect to put your stop loss even a little bit below that. Otherwise, you can see scenarios like it hits the support and then goes right up. So the right place to place your stop loss would be around, let me see, will be around 15,100. If the NASDAQ is going below this level, we could expect levels below 15,000 again. So this will really mean that we will go in the second going line here, as we saw before. At the end of August, we will make a second leg down. So this is the NASDAQ. Let me go to the S&P 500 quickly. S&P 500. So overall, I see there is some slight improvements in the final minutes. Also for the S&P 500 here, you see a small uptick. And let me go to the pre-saved chart, like the NASDAQ. And there are also some lines here that I drew before. So this is a 2-hour time frame. So this line I drew earlier is really the long-term line, which starts since March this year. So since March we are really in an uptrend, and I believe if this support holds, as we can see, we are now very close to this support line, we will go higher. But there is also some important thing to notice is the line here that I draw, which is a very important resistance line. We hit it before last week and we got back. But if we say that the S&P 500 goes up, it will probably hit, which is a very strong resistance lines around 14,530. So I expect this, if this line holds at least, which is 4,436, we can go up. But as you can see, the trend area is getting narrower in the coming like 2-3 days, which means that whether the S&P is going down or up really depends on this final move. So what we can see is that that it's going lower if this is not holding, or if we break this level of 4,530, it will go higher in the coming weeks. And that's mainly it. So this is the first video. It's just a try for me as well to really start off this channel. We will dig further into other indexes as well, but as I said, it's now really focusing on the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. With NASDAQ the most traded index on the stock exchange, and for now it's really important to watch this level closely, and tomorrow we'll look further. We will see whether this level did hold and where we can go next for the end of the week.